ranking every minifigure from the Dark Knight Trilogy to see which one is the best. God, please help me. I can't do this. I'm just going to start my video like I normally do and just talk. How do I transition from this? The Dark Knight Trilogy is one of the greatest trilogies of all time because everyone important says it is. It's kind of weird that it's called the Dark Knight Trilogy when the first one is called Batman Begins. Why couldn't it have been called the Batman Trilogy? That would be like calling the old Star Wars trilogy the Empire Strikes Back Trilogy. Or better yet, the Back to the Future Part 2 Trilogy. Makes just as much sense since you have no idea who anyone was or why they won't matter if you just watch The Dark Knight on its own. I only saw Batman Begins for the first time recently, and everything I was confused about with The Dark Knight suddenly made sense. You could blame me for watching The Dark Knight first, but to my credit, it's called The Dark Knight Trilogy. While this video is going to be ranking minifigures from The Dark Knight Trilogy, just like the rest of pop culture, the other two movies are merely there to make The Dark Knight look like the greatest work of cinema Warner Brothers has ever produced. So most of these figures are from The Dark Knight. I mean, for God's sake, would it kill them to make a Ra's al Ghul or a Catwoman minifigure? Not even a frickin' Alfred, yo. Mike Cocaine. Alright, you heard Mr. Beast in the intro. Today we're going to be ranking all of the minifigures from the Dark Knight Trilogy. AKA, all the minifigures from the Dark Knight, and Bane's there too, you know? You know the drill. Like and subscribe for more silly videos from your favorite silly little guy. I'm just a little silly guy. Oh my god, I'm so silly Willy Billy. Also, comment some random off-topic comment, and I'll pin the funniest one up top because I love reading these comments. They are my favorite. It makes my audience seem unhinged at just a single glance though. Also, I'll heart the ones that I really like so it's just not one person getting the top spot. Fun fact, anime boobs are great. Alright, back to the video. Alright. Let's get into this video and rank all of the Dark Knight Trilogy minifigures LEGO has ever made. New LEGO Batman minifigure is bad. Nah, but seriously, why does LEGO do this? This is so weird and stupid. You've had this design for somewhere around 15 years and then just throw it all away for the second time. Why? Honestly, I hope this is remembered as the haha, different mask, rubber cape Batman they did years ago, and now this is the current design again because it's fucking timeless. All in all, this is crap. Do better, LEGO! You darn idiots who mess things up! Also, when is Watchmen getting an expensive set? You know, I mean, be a perfect set. I'm not wasting any more time on this figure. It's fucking shite. The Dark Knight Rises is a movie that exists. Let me rewatch the movie real quick and I'll tell you what I think. Yep, this movie exists. This is still a pretty ass minifigure because it's gray, which is just straight up inaccurate to the costume in the movie. Maybe I'm missing something, and I know someone will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but why change the Dark Knight suit to not be dark? The gray accents on the torso could have been amazing, but the legs and arms being gray is completely stupid with almost no rational explanation as to why to do it. If we got a Catwoman minifigure instead of this monstrosity, we'd be closer to world peace. But alas, we'll all die in a nuclear holocaust over this stupid figure. Thanks, LEGO! Overall, it's ass. Not even, haha, nice ass. Just straight up ass. Leg printing is awesome, but it's not a deal breaker if it doesn't have it. Unfortunately, there are ones with leg printing and many Dark Knight Batman minifigures, so lack of leg printing will place this one lower. Especially since it came in a really expensive set, when later on the list you can get one in a $50 set. This one is not bad at all, but being one of the many of the same character and costume really makes it not worth getting unless you already have it. Overall, this one is fine, and it's best we move on quickly since, unsurprisingly, you're going to hear a similar song and dance in 10 seconds. Boy howdy, it's really awesome and gamer that LEGO made this minifigure available at a reasonable price with a halfway decent design. Some would even say it's better than the 2014 one that came in a big-ass collector's set. It's me, I am some people. I swear, price isn't playing a factor into my rankings, never has and never will. It's always interesting to notice that an overly expensive minifigure gets replaced by a cheaper, superior version. Why is it superior though, I hear you asking? Well, my dear viewer, it's because the utility belt is scaled correctly, and that's it. What did you want from me? This torso is literally the only tangible difference between the two. I do prefer the leg printing on the newer one though. They actually got it right this time. Actually, there's no leg printing. Quite an observation. You are correct. Please type in the comments that I am wrong and should be lambasted for trying to spread misinformation. Alright, this one is just worse for literally the only way it can be worse. Is the head print different? I'm not checking, and even if it was, it wouldn't change my placement. I lied! One is smiling on the other side, and the other is angry. Which Christian Bale do you feel like today? This is James Gordon, a Batman character that has appeared in all 3 of the Dark Knight movies and was set up as the commissioner in the first one. He's known for many cool designs, all taking his design cues from police uniforms aged around the early to mid 20th century with some modern charm sprinkled in this series loves to do so much. Here's a SWAT vest. At least he's not goofy looking. At least the face and hairpiece is pretty good for what it's worth. Put it on a different body if you want a better version of this character, but you know, not to sound racist, but this is the only white, non-silly James Gordon, and like... Lego! Lock in when making this design! Why does Lego always come close to comic accuracy, but then forces you to do the work? To me, this is Christian Bale's face turned into Lego. I will use this face for other minifigures. Overall, poopy, because of the SWAT vest. At least you can make Joshua Graham with real Lego pieces, though.
You will die where you stand, furry.
Bane's design in this movie is poop, and I like it, but not really. I don't know, man. On one hand, this design falls in line with all the other realistic designs this trilogy is known for, but removing the venom is a bit much. Especially since his character is mostly brainpower in this movie, with the way he's written. I'm not saying I want 20 scenes with him using venom, but like one scene where he's juiced up through the tubes like the adrenaline with Hit Girl and Kick-Ass would have really helped his character design please fans. Why is it in this spot on the list? Easy. It's a really solid minifigure, and I really like it, but compared to the rest, it's aight. Yes, we finally have reached that crossover point where all the minifigures before have problems or things I don't like, and now we're in the, ah yes, these are good figures without many problems part of the video. My issue mainly comes down to the actual design of the character from the movie, and not the minifigure itself, because the minifigure is like really accurate to the design. I've ranked this figure before, and I still stand by everything I said before. It's not a good Bane design itself, the voice is iconic, but not for its intended reason, and it's get blown the fuck out by every other Bane, other than the Mighty Micros one. Overall, it's a good minifigure that I can totally see myself going out of my way to purchase. However, compared to the rest on this list, it's not that good. That's why it's at number 8. If it was better, it would be higher up. But that's how lists work. This Joker is fucking fantastic, and other sentences you've heard 20 million times. I'm not gonna keep singing this performance's praises because, let's be real, you all know this performance is good. Let's move on to the minifigure now because I need to talk about it. On top of that, there's 3 of these minifigures, so if you're like, what do you mean Joker is in 7th place? Calm down.
Why so serious?
This is the first readily available cheap Joker in a cheap Lego set. Well, not really. It's massively overpriced, and whoever is responsible for the massive prices should be shot into the sun. Lego, you keep ignoring my emails. Listen to this one. I don't even care if you keep the prices. Just shoot the guy who made this decision into the sun, and we will be good friends again. Anyways, why is this minifigure in 7th place? Simply put, it's the worst of the 3 Joker minifigures, and I wanted some variety of characters moving forward. We are now in the classic part of all minifigure rankings, where it's hard to explain my rationale, because it's not a shit minifigure, but it's also not amazing either. It's just a minifigure, and it's not like I could be like, oh wow, it's from the Dark Knight! I love the Dark Knight! This one gets preferential treatment in the rankings, because like, every single one's from the Dark Knight. That's why you clicked on the video. Not good. Probably like my style. Overall, it's good. Just good. Having 3 of the same character is a bit frustrating when Catwoman and Ra's al Ghul don't have any at all. But it's whatever, I guess. No one cares about these 2 movies anyway. Want proof? I just shoved a cactus up my urethra. Speaking speaking of characters that deserved minifigures, it's Two-Faced! Wowzers, my guy, they made the Thank You for Smoking guy a minifigure. Bit too late, but hey, this movie is golden. Nah, just kidding, it's the Two-Face from The Dark Knight. I think I like this minifigure more than I should, because it's finally here. I don't know, maybe check back with me in placement in a year or two, and it'll probably be lower. Either way, it's definitely in the top 3 Two-Faces for me, specifically knocking out the classic one because this one is long overdue. If they made a Joe Chill minifig tomorrow, it would score to the top spot, because when it comes to Batman Begins, I am a filthy bastard. This is the best movie in the trilogy, and I won't take any shit for it. It's Batman's origin, but with cool ninjas and Liam Neeson. Also, Bruce gets to be an actual character in this movie, rather than the other identity for Batman. Overall, LEGO. Keep up the great work making minifigures that you haven't made yet. Stop overpricing sets. You are pricing out children, thus ruining your future because kids already don't want to play with toys as is. You think they're gonna grow up and have nostalgia for LEGO? Why? Most of them only know LEGO because you made 2 of the greatest kids movies of all time. And 2 disappointments. Coming in 5th place, starting off the top 5, is the 2021 Joker minifigure. This is a pretty unique Joker minifigure, all things considered, since it's not based on this outfit. What makes this a great figure is the sheer amount of printing it has. Every detail from this design is slapped on the minifigure without a single spot missing. There's literally no way to improve this figure unless you gave it dual printed legs. Honestly, that's it. Then why is it in 5th place? Well, my dear viewer, the rest of the top 5 figures is simply that good. I require no more elaboration on this subject because in a moment, you will absolutely agree with my point. The set he came in is pretty ass and expensive, but it did have great minifigures. Next! Listen, you and me, we're smart fellows. Specifically you. You watching this video right now. Yes, you, Alex. Alex with an S in his last name. Yes, you and I, smart fellas. We know that minifigures are expensive and cost a lot, but like all great things, there's a price for beauty. Yep, this is the best readily available Batman from The Dark Knight, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Sure, it came in the same set the last spot came in, but let's be honest, these are not the best Dark Knight, Batman, and Joker minifigures. It's just incredibly reasonable to own this, and you will find out later as to why that is. Stay tuned for that reason. The video is almost done. You aren't a quitter, are you? To be fair, I've quit reading books like 75% of the way through because I saw the movie and decided, who gives a shit? I'm just getting the same story, but I'm in charge of it being disseminated into my brain. That book was The Hobbit, by the way. Right now I'm reading Watchmen, so I haven't learned my lesson, and by the time this script exits the writing stage, I want to finish it because I am not a quitter anymore. So here's where I place my thoughts on Watchmen. Oh yeah, Batman and shit, I have to talk about this thing. It's basically the best readily available Dark Knight Batman because it has full body printing except for the arms. Because I guess spending hundreds of dollars doesn't mean you get perfect figures. Why is it above this one if it's in the exact same set then, and this one doesn't have any arm printing? Simple. I don't care for this design of the Joker that much, okay? This is iconic, and this makes sense for the movie because this outfit the entire time makes no goddamn sense. Luckily, this Batman has a spot to take a piss. You'd hate to be beating up sex offenders and have to pee. Boy howdy, that sounds like hell. Coming in 3rd place is literally the only Batman Begins minifigure, and it's only because he shows up in The Dark Knight for like 10 minutes. My favorite scene with him in Batman Begins is the one where he screams like a bitch after being tased. Why is this one so high up on the Mortal Kombat totem pole? His legs aren't even printed! Oh yeah? Well, the back of his head is printed, so like... checkmate, idiot. Nah, for real though, he's so high up on the list because of all the villain designs for the Dark Knight trilogy, this is the only one that is absolutely perfect. Literally nothing can change because it's the best of this wild design. Look at how Scarecrow is usually depicted. Do you genuinely believe Matt Reeves is gonna put this character in his Batman movies? That's goofy and unrealistic, but Christopher Nolan went, life finds a way, and somehow got the Scarecrow to work in a very realistic Batman story. Either way, this is a great design for the character and a great minifigure. Of course there's 2 more on the list, so it's not peak, but it's pretty close to being peak. which is why it lands in the top 3. Super excited to show you the top 2 because it's going to surprise no one who knows all the minifigures. Gamers, rise up and hail the king.
Bane!
The Dark Knight Joker is the most iconic Joker design of all time. You know this already, so let's get on with the minifigure. This is the best Joker minifigure because it has the iconic design with leg printing that complements the torso print, rather than just having lines on the pants to represent business pants. Why is this the best minifigure? Because this design is beloved for a good reason. It's easily the best example of the Dark Knight's realistic style that still allows room for some comic bookiness, with the purple trench coat and green hair. Ultimately, this design fits perfectly into LEGO. There really isn't a single flaw with this figure. Nothing to change or improve. If they just straight up re-release this figure, it would be amazing. Probably won't, but it came in an expensive set, which makes sense for how good this design is. Overall, it's the best readily available Joker minifigure, but it's not the best overall Dark Knight minifigure, because one is technically cheating. Coming in first place is the Comic-Con 2011 Batman. This feels unfair because it is unfair. This Batman only had 1,500 copies made of it given to lucky raffle winners, and it was released way before any commercially available LEGO Dark Knight Batman. So why is it still the best one? Honestly, the torso print is really solid. It's one of those rare cases where LEGO changing something up helped the design in the long run. Normally when the suit has light reflecting on it, the gray look appears. Honestly, that looks pretty cool. The last place Batman has gray too. Yeah, poopy shitty gray that infects the whole figure rather than giving it gray accents. Overall, this is the best LEGO Dark Knight, but unfortunately, you or I will never own it. So just be happy with what you got, I guess. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Did you like it? Probably. I don't know many folks who can sit through a long video that they don't like. Either way, hit that like and subscribe for more LEGO rankings. This video took a while to make because one of the weeks I was away, I was on vacation and couldn't do any work on the video. Look out for a poll soon. After this video, go vote on what I should do next. Or leave a suggestion in the comments. Remember to type something random and off topic in the comments so I can pin it. Alright. Bye bye.
Kick your fist. What don't you understand? Kick your fist. What don't you understand? Kick your fist. What don't you understand? Kick your fist. Think for one second.